One time at JFK, I found an egg and cheese sandwich that cost $13. It looked like it had been sitting out for a while. It might have been $18, but I like to think that no one would do such a thing as to sell an egg and cheese sandwich for $18, especially one that's been sitting out. Out of necessity, I found a Shake Shack where the beers weren't north of $13 and the sandwiches were reasonably priced. It's a treat to be able to get this at the airport now. I usually give my middle name, Franklin, because there are a lot of Johns. I'd seen the movies that I wanted to see on the last tour. 2 of them I really liked: The Taste of Things and The Teacher's Lounge. There was nothing else I wanted to watch. Once I went on a trip to Portsmouth, Virginia with my dad. Part of the trip was to find my grandmother's tombstone. It had been decades since either of us had visited it. It was a very quiet and pleasant day. I remember seeing a woman literally dancing on someone's grave. I don't know if it was out of love or spite. I think love. Anyways, there was a fried chicken place across from the cemetery that had been on Guy Fieri's uplifting television show. We'd already eaten lunch, so I wasn't hungry, but I wanted to see if it was spectacular. It wasn't. I decided that I would watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Before I knew what AI was, I did a few prompts in AI of pictures of Guy Fieri eating wings in the style of Monet. Here's a picture of Guy Fieri with Chad Kroeger from the band Nickelback. This is a very appropriate photo. I want to like Guy Fieri, so I do. I am in a constant battle to better my gut health. This is a great place to start. I thought this was funny. I'm not sure why I took this video. This was our ride from the airport to the venue. You know when you rewatch a movie and it makes more sense? I didn't understand what this festival was. This makes it look like they were just welcoming guests, like a Holiday Inn marquee welcoming a plumbers convention. It all makes sense now. A view from our balcony. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner was all buffet, all you can eat, with the chefs making plates to order. When the cafeterias were closed, they opened a snack room. That was also all you can eat. Almost everything had a description card, even the cheeses. I gambled and won with these mussels. You better believe that I got more than one dessert. Since the pandemic, my brother, my dad, and I always shared photos of our meals. We continue that tradition. Mallorca has decent paella. The stage was in the resort area. This is not what I expected, but I was happy to know that I could walk straight from my room to the show, and then after the show, I could walk straight back to my room from the stage. There was beer everywhere. Metal lounging. I don't drink, so I treated myself to more than one cappuccino. Me, Ted, Adam. A metal show. A metal balcony. Dinner. Michael flipping off Adam in a beloved, humorous manner. Watching a band from my balcony. Me and Ted. Night view from balcony. Breakfast. Breakfast view. Breakfast and breakfast view. Metal yoga. There were people who did yoga to metal music and a metal yoga instructor. Lunch. Ted saw Uli John Roth, who used to play in the band Scorpions. I am self-conditioned to call them the Scorpions, like I am wont to call Eagles the Eagles. I got a message from my agent to do an audition for the brand of chili called Hormel. Ted shot it for me. This gives you a good look at our room. It also gives you an idea of how awkward auditions are for me. Chili cans. Chili cans. Get your chili cans. Chili cans. I bought some Hormel chili not long after this festival. Angie had been craving chili, so I went to the store. Chili cans! There was a Amy's chili, and there was Hormel chili. Hormel chili was on sale. 2 cans for $5. It was like eating dog food with beans. A performative shot. Here's a woman who enjoyed Adam. Adam was a good sport. We had a meet and greet that included an interview. The woman who interviewed us was not pleased with our humorous answers. I soon began to think that she was merely getting footage of bands promoting the festival and resort. I'm not cool with being suckered into free advertising, so I amped up my ridiculousness. We signed many things, including a man's cargo shorts, breakfast, more metal yoga. I watched a dog watch his ball float in the water. It was very peaceful. He kept waiting for the human to retrieve it for him. Then he played fetch again, and it fell into the water again. And the man retrieved it for his dog. This was a morning show. It was like church. It was very nice. Lunch. I'm a big fan of German ice cream. I ate a lot of it. This was my favorite. Lemon. A shark. The terrain was brown with lots of rocks. I liked this phone in the airport. It was a ripe banana green. I enjoyed this piece of art. I called it I Hate You, art moving job. Even though we were in Mallorca, there were Germans everywhere. So I would say adios, but instead I'll say Auf Wiedersehen. After leaving Mallorca, we headed to England. Our friend Laura Scaramouche was getting married. Her mother had passed away the year before, and she asked us if we would give her away. So we all wore our tragedy clothes, and each one of us walked her down the aisle. It was very, very sweet. This was a nice view. My shrimp salad came with my name, John. The dinner was a lasagna in a bowl. It was delicious. It came with potatoes, and if there's one thing that British people are really good at, potatoes. Some creme brulee and a cookie. It was delicious. Another view. Adam and Alex. I like these guys a lot. They danced to tragedy. Ted and I in our hotel room doing hijinks.
I'm ironing my shirts. They must be ironed.
A spooky view from our room. The toilet seat in our room was smaller than the toilet. Morning view from our room. My Weatherspoon's breakfast. Simon and Kath treated us to a very nice breakfast at this place that had a motorcycle, a tank. If there's one thing the British are really good at, it's a full English breakfast. That was a fun time. I would play that festival anytime they asked me back. Over and over again. That was a fun festival to play. I will also enjoy escorting anybody that wants to walk down the aisle with a tragedy member. Weddings are fun.